Hello. So, it's me, and I just saw the Downing Street briefing. So I just wanted to make a little message, mainly to Matt Hancock, Secretary of State for Health and Social Care, to ask him why, in the Downing Street briefing, he totally ignored, initially when he was first asked the question, family carers in the vaccination programme. We know he's not including all learning disabled people in the vaccination programme. We know that, unless they live in care homes. But I'm quite interested to know why he's also excluding all learning disabled people who have a 6.3 higher death rate than non-disabled people. And if they're aged 18 to 34 and learning disabled, a 30 times higher death rate. We know the vast majority, so people with Down syndrome are included, people with severe learning disabilities are included if they live in care homes, not if they live in their own homes. So support workers are protected. Good. They are essential workers, and they are going into the homes of profoundly learning disabled young people. People seem to think that the only people who matter, who need care in this country, are the elderly. We know that they are hugely at risk. But learning disabled people have the same risk factor as people in their 70s. So why they're not all being protected when we know there is a new variant which is more contagious, and we don't understand yet whether or not the vaccine will protect learning disabled people and the rest of us, everybody, from the transmission of the virus. So I don't understand. So support workers are being protected to do the work, but the people that they're working for, learning disabled people in their own homes, elderly people in their own homes, are they being just ignored? Don't they matter? Seemingly not. Anyway, I look like crap, sorry, but I'm really trying hard to understand why learning disabled people aren't being valued, but to also hear the Secretary of State for Health and Social Care and Stephen Powis both say that family carers don't have to be prioritised. How are family carers any different to support workers? How are they any different? They are people of all ages, of all ethnicities, of all sexes, of all genders. They are everyone exactly the same as support workers, but somehow, for some reason, are deemed not to be worth protecting, even though in many cases family carers are doing the same number of hours for no pay, the same number of hours with no breaks, the same number of hours often alone, day and night. Now tell me how, if you're a single parent and you are looking after sometimes more than one child with a learning disability, sometimes elderly relatives as well, how you, if you get coronavirus, how you're supposed to keep your family safe and keep yourself safe. How is that possible? And how is it that family carers are deemed to be less important to the economy when we know we save the Treasury billions every year? How are we not? Why don't we matter? Why are there so many people that don't matter in this pandemic? What are we, just disposable? Are we just nothing? Because that's not what it feels like when you're a family carer. You don't feel like nothing. You feel like you're everything to the people that you're caring for, because you are. I don't remember that in a manifesto. I don't remember the government saying we don't care about family carers, they're not as important. In fact, I remember quite the opposite. I remember meeting you, Matt. I remember sitting in your office. I remember telling you the story of being a family carer, caring for 2 disabled children and my mum with Alzheimer's, and the hours that I put in and the years that I spent because I love my family. And at the end of all of that, you hugging me. That's what I remember. I remember you being a genuine person who seemed to genuinely understand. Now, apparently, because you're being advised, that's what the Downing Street briefing said, you were being advised not to protect learning disabled people and not to protect family carers, that's the advice you're following now. So what, they are the experts more on the work that family carers do than family carers? I don't understand. I think it's morally reprehensible. I think that if you know that you should and can protect the backbone of society, unpaid family carers, then you should. And you should definitely protect all learning disabled people, because they might not vote, they might not put you in your job, but they're the reason you're in your job, because they are vulnerable clinically, and you have to be their voice and you have to be their advocate, because their advocates, like me, aren't deemed to be worthwhile. So who does matter then in this pandemic? Who does count? Because it's not me and it's not Emily.